Hello, welcome to another episode of Forgotten Cemeteries, Pacific Northwest. Today we're at Oak Grove Cemetery. Location was a bit weird with this one because it kind of lies on the border of Hillsboro and Newburgh, Oregon, so I wasn't sure in the exact area. But it is listed in the Oregon Burial Site Guide as being in Yamhill County. Alternative names of the cemetery include Guenther, Dewey, and Pittman family. So let's go meet some of the local residents and hear their story. Alrighty, a little bit of history. It's kind of limited with this one, but it was established in 1893 per the Oregon Burial Site Guide, and the little sign in front of us. 1890 on one website was claimed too. There's 25 to 100 burials per the Oregon Burial Site Guide, but find a grave is saying around 47 memorials logged so far. Appears to be heavy on the England and Swiss immigrants. A lot of late arrivals to Oregon, typically coming from the Midwest. This cemetery is also very close to Bald Peak State Park. This area is known as the Ribbon Ridge area, named by Colby Carter in 1865, who was not buried here but at Hill Cemetery in Gaston, one of our earliest cemetery adventures. This area is known to have an uplift of ocean sediment, and from geographic boundaries, and from what I read, it is mainly a big winery area, so maybe it's related to the whole ocean thing, who knows. Also, it's a bit confusing if the cemetery is truly open to the public. See a little sign up front that says private property, no trespassing. But then another source said, yeah, it's open to the public, go on ahead. And that appeared to be a relative of one of the oldest individuals buried here. So we'll use that excuse if we get yelled at today. Overall, similar to our last visit, a bit vague on information. We do have Civil War veterans, the man who may have donated the land for this cemetery, and 2 unmarked graves with a nice view of Ribbon Ridge Valley. In addition, we'll learn about the origins of the Jack Russel dog. I know, super exciting today. This one was a little confusing, but I believe I found the right marker. It's of Elizabeth Alvina Betsey Cady, who born in 1839 in Swimbridge, Devon, England. I thought Swimbridge was kind of a cool name, so I looked up the town to see the history of it. Swimbridge is home to Reverend John Jack Russell, who bred the first Jack Russell Terrier. Bit of useless information, but you learned something today. Back to Elizabeth, she would move to Wisconsin in 1850 with her family. She would marry a man named Edwin L. Cady in 1855. Edwin actually served in the 9th Wisconsin Light Artillery during the Civil War. They fought in just a few battles from my readings, but won the Battle of Mine Creek, one that was considered to be the largest battle between mounted cavalry. Her and Edwin would move to Minnesota and then to Oregon at some point. Alright, this quiet little area in the back has the headstone of Hardy Monroe Pittman, born in 1838 in Missouri. Served in the 15th New York Cavalry, Company B, during the Civil War. This regiment apparently had a reputation for having good fighters. They are most notable for fighting in the Battle of Hanover, the Bloody Battle of the Wilderness, and the Battle of Gettysburg, which I'm sure you've heard of. Post-war, he would move his family to Kansas, then to Oregon in 1873. So late arrivals here, but definitely still worth visiting. Yeah, hidden brush back here is the headstone of Matthias Gunther, one of the alternative names to the cemetery, if you remember. Limited info found, except he was born in Germany in 1850. Married to Arta M. Guenther, who unfortunately died at the age of 44. Now, I believe I read from a Google posting that Matthias may have donated land for this cemetery when his wife died. I'm guessing this is the individual who donated the land for it. However, it appears that a Mina Stewart, a 6-year-old child, is the earliest burial in the cemetery, and I believe that's per Find a Grave. So when you walk in, you see the sign. There's quite a bit of burials, but then when you kind of walk the cemetery, there's only a few headstones. And our last stop here, which didn't see any markers for him, Marva Jacob Hertig Jr. and a Mary Ann Wenger Hertig. These 2 are, like I said, kind of buried here, but no markers. Let's start off with Mary. She seems to have more historical information available on her profile. Mary was born in Langenbühl, Canton, Bern, Switzerland. Oh boy. Mary would depart from Le Havre, France, destined for New York on a ship known as the Labrador, driven by Captain Jukla. She immigrated to Iowa with her 8 children in 1881 to join up with her husband. I guess Jacob was already here in the USA. In 1890, her and her 4 children would travel to Yamhill County, and Jacob stayed in Iowa with the other 4 children. He would come to Oregon in 1895, but the 4 children remained in Iowa for some reason. Only other info on Jacob was he was born in 1840 in Kirchdorf, Canton, Bern, Switzerland. and originally buried at the famous Lone Fir Cemetery, but was moved to Oak Grove when his wife died in 1909. I read that their graves are unmarked, located at Bald Peak State Park on the southwest hill, overlooking the Ribbon Ridge area for eternity, so got a pretty sweet deal, I guess, on their burial grounds. Alright, time for the tour. When you pull in, got a sign up front with all the plots and everything, and as you'll see during the tour, there's plenty of names, but few markers. Saw that. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know. Kind of mixed on if you're allowed to visit, if you're not. Haven't gotten yelled at yet. And it's like 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, so who knows? Edna Ether, Short Life. I think that says 1912 and 1919. Maybe someone's buried there. I don't know. Looks like some of the markers are all over the place. Hidden, small ones, big ones. Anthony Smith. Born in 1822. Early one. Looks like it cracked at a certain point. Let's put it back together. Here's Betsey. Talked about where she came from in her story. All that. The origins of the Jack Russel Terrier. Did see, I want to say Millicent potentially died during giving childbirth, and I thought there was a marker over here that just says baby on it, but I don't see anything yet. I think she died and the baby. Well, that doesn't look like it, so it doesn't say it either. Starts with a B, whatever it is. I can't find that one. Little one, Arthur A. White. They were young too. A lot of young deaths in this one. I've seen that style before of headstone. I walked through there, I didn't see anything. Kind of more concentrated in this little pretty quiet area. We talked about Pittman. There's his wife is on there as well. And then the Guenther. My attempt at saying it over here. Seems to be the origins of the cemetery. Move into it pretty new. But it's still active. New burials here and there every once in a while. And there's Matthias. What's that say? Rock of Ages. Is that a Def Leppard song? That's cool. Probably has something to do with the Bible instead. But kind of neat. I don't even see these. That's unique. Kind of that. I don't know if that's wood or not. Or yeah, that's wood. Proctor. You've seen that last name before, I believe. Anywho, if you visit this one, not too bad to get to. Pretty close drive from the Portland area. Go down a gravel road for a while and then you'll arrive. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this small little cemetery. Not a whole lot of history, but some cool, interesting ones. If you have any other recommendations for cemeteries to visit in Oregon or even Southern Washington, feel free to comment below. Hope you're doing well and enjoy the view of Oak Grove Cemetery. Have a good one.